Hey everybody, Josh Jr. here for another rock hounding adventure. It's been a while. We meant to do a few more of these videos of our Vancouver haul, where we were able to go up to Vancouver to this couple who invited us up there to their mother's backyard. And they were just giving away material after they went through there and collected what they wanted. Her mother passed away, and I told them that we would share some of our findings with everybody and do our best to continue her legacy, and this is part of it. So let's go ahead and get started. Mrs. Jaws Jr. is here with me.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, you actually heard her. We have a special announcement for you guys coming up later in this video, so you need to pay attention. So stay tuned to that. We've got a special, important announcement, and yes, it involves the Mrs. Jaws Jr. Okay, now let's move on. We got some very cool material in here. I'm going to start off here with this very nice chunk of sea maggot.
That is beautiful. Look at that.
The colors on that are incredible. Now it's thin, but you know, you can still slab it this way and make some beautiful pieces right out of that. Now there is some fractures in here, some of them are healed. You can see that little bit of space. So this is going to be a challenge to cut and to work with. If you hear dogs in the background, sorry, we're outside. Things are hard to do. The things that we don't have control of. But yeah, let's spray this side here down. It's not been cut. That is just beautiful stuff. Now we have something here that's pretty special. Mrs. Jaws Jr., what is this?
Lily pad jasper.
Look at the color on this. Now this is similar characteristics as to a Madagascar ocean jasper, but there's still some definite characteristics to this one, of this lily pad jasper. And this, actually, I like this better than what the other stuff is. But there's what it looks like rough. Now, we did a video on this stuff before, but I don't know if this one was included, so I'm going to include it here. This is Biggs Area Pitcher Jasper. Now, this is a little less than average quality piece, because the pitcher portion down here is faint, but it's got some blues in it. So I don't know if they would consider this blue, the blue stuff, or not. So I'm just calling it the Biggs Area Pitcher Jasper, because that's where it came from. Looking forward to cutting some of this. I have some people who's really wanting some cabochons made out of this stuff. Now we have something here. We were up to this location to pick this stuff up 2 different times. I got 2 videos on this. One time was to pick up the polka dot agate, and the second time was the Canyon's Rims Thunder Egg. I think that's what it was called. Mm-hmm. So we've been up to their site 2 times. So this was included in this batch, and there's some other stuff back here too that's pink. But yeah, this is fun material to work. This would be hard to get a good slab off of this way. Could glue it to a board and put it in and try to do it, or we could just get a bunch of small slabs going this way and just make sure that the cabochons are a reasonable size for that. And that might be the direction we go. I don't know yet. Now we have Grave Yard Point Plume. Grave Yard Point is on the Oregon-Idaho border, south of Ontario. You got the dendrites in there. You have the plume. This stuff is just incredible to work. Got a nice thick piece here, and there's the other side of it, and that's what it would look like rough. As to cut this one, I don't know, because you see we got this crack going across here. So I still think I might cut this one this way, and then just work around the crack that's going across through here. But again, I don't know exactly how to handle this one, but it's going to be pretty when I do it. Especially this area in here with this plume dendrite stuff. That's just very, very cool.
It is.
Now we have two pieces here of similar product, similar material. This is Golden's Tiger Eye, and I believe this is the blue Tiger Eye, which is much more rare. And I didn't realize this was blue until I started doing some research on this piece. And come to find out, the blue Tiger Eye is pretty rare. Now, this does contain asbestos, but the quartz contains the asbestos, so it is safe to handle. I still wouldn't want to breathe it, just like you wouldn't want to breathe any other rock dust when you're cutting stuff. But it's fairly safe to handle. There's really no issues with this. And then a nice big old thick slab of it too. Now we're going to be getting down to some stuff that I'm really not too sure exactly what it is. Not entirely sure.
Yeah, it does look like those are actual fractures, and they might not be healed completely. But they do look like they're partially filled with quartz.
We'll cut this and we'll work with these cracks to see what we can come up with, because it may not be cracked as bad further inside in the middle, but it would be wonderful. And too bad that crack is there, because that color right, something right in there, that would be incredible to look at. Okay, we're going to look at some of this Eastern Oregon Jasper. I believe this is from the Waihe area, or possibly the Wild Forest. But while we look at this, the Mrs. Jaws Jr. has an announcement for us.
Hi everyone. So I started a YouTube channel, and my shorts that are on there right at the moment have to do with our rock collection, and the longer videos has to do with my YouTube channel specifically, which is Ann J Sunday Drives.
And here is a preview of her channel.
Hi everyone. So I'm getting started. This is my first Sunday drive. Thank you for showing up. So what are Sunday drives? If you've already read my description, this is just going to be something that you already know. But when I was a kid, my dad worked away from where we lived, and he worked 7-day rotating shifts. So on day shift, he'd work 7 days, he'd have a day off. On swing shifts, he'd work 7 days and have a day off. And then he worked 7 days on graveyard and would have 4 days off. So on his 4-day weekends, he would come home. He worked in the valley, and we lived in Central Oregon at the time. And he would come home, and he'd want to stay home, you know, 1 or 2 of the days. But then, by then, he'd get restless, and he'd want to go out and go do something. And back then, when we had a small farm, or a small animal farm, we didn't have a lot of money. And so one of the things that we did for entertainment was to take what Dad called Sunday drives.
So as you can see, it's just her driving around and talking and telling us stories of her past, her childhood, her family, and other things that cross her mind at the time. A link is in the description below. Please go there and subscribe to her channel. Yeah. Everybody wanted to hear more from the Mrs. Jaws Jr.? Well, there's your opportunity. So let's continue on with some of these rocks here. We have this guy right here. No idea what it is, but it is beautiful.
I love that. That top part, I think that's common opal.
It is incredible stuff. And look at the colors and patterns in here. I hope you guys can see that. Let me see. More Jasper. Different area from Eastern Oregon. Not exactly sure where this is at. And Mrs. Jaws Jr. was freaking out over something.
A spider.
Oh, she doesn't like spiders.
Oh my gosh.
So now you see a reaction from her getting me to react because she was just. That's okay. Have some humor on this one. But stuff is beautiful. It's a different area of there. But, you know, I'm not exactly sure the location. So, Southeast Oregon Jasper. If somebody knows exactly where this came from, comment below. Let us know, because we want to learn. This is the only way we can learn on some of this stuff is through you guys. I'll make sure there's no more spiders on here. More of the Eastern Oregon Jasper. Small Brazilian agate. I'll have to go in our Brazilian agate bucket.
Yep.
Got some cracks in it. Who knows what we'll do with it. But look at the fortification lines. A little bit of quartz crystalline in there. Pretty cool stuff. Let me see. More Jasper. This almost looks like what they call the Gary Green, but I don't think it is. So if you know where this is from, again, comment below. Let me know. Some more of that similar area, Jasper. Like the green. Be curious to see what. Oh, there we go. Oh, gotta get this wet.
Beautiful.
That is incredible. I wonder if one of my subscribers who's been asking me to make her a cabochon out of green would like that color. I'm sure she'll let me know. Ooh, another Brazilian?
Yep. Actually, that doesn't look like it's a Brazilian.
Is that a Montana?
It looks like a Montana to me.
Look at the dendrites right there. Yeah, you could be right on that one. That could be a Montana. Mr. Van Dyke, is this a Montana? What do you think? What say you?
Flip it over.
That could be Montana.
Yeah, that looks like a Montana.
So, Mr. Van Dyke, what say you? Go to the comments and read what he says. And the final piece here. Another piece of Jasper.
Ooh, that's pretty too.
It's got some unique coloring to it, though. So it's from a different location than that other stuff is.
Green and a little blue and wow.
So we're going to bring back one piece, though. This right here. Because we're going to bring this video to an end. And I absolutely love this stuff. So remember, everyone's life is an adventure. Then there's mine out here with the Mrs. Jaws Jr. going through some rocks and with her special announcement talking about her new YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe. This is the Adventures of Jaws Jr. Have a good one, everybody. See ya!